along. But look, the key thing is that what customers tell us is they want us to look coordinated. You know, when they deal with us, we need to look like we're one bank. And certainly, you know, they don't want to talk to their rural manager and then find they have to go and see somebody else to get something else done, and toing and froing. And so, you know, the rural business really sort of stopped at the farm gate, probably fairly heavily focused on the traditional sort of meat, sheep and wool. And what this is doing is recognising that those things are part of a broader regional system where there are other customers out there beyond the farm gate, which really form part of the system, and so our management now will get a better view of it, and hopefully we can run our businesses and do better as a result.
So your customers say that they want to look like one bank. Does this make it easier, therefore, down the track to just focus everything on ANZ and not have national as a brand for rural banking?
When they say one bank, they mean that they don't want to sort of have to go off to 5 different departments to get something done. So that's what they're talking about. They're, you know, they're more interested in the fact that, you know, they don't want to be pushed around from pillar to post. And so what we're trying to get our relationship managers to do is to be the coordinating point. And so what we are a big bank, and there are lots of places they have to go to, but the coordinating point should be the key to it for them, and they should help them navigate through and make it easy for the customer. So, you know, the more divisions you have, the more likely you've got that they're going to run into all these issues. And so, particularly out in the regions, you know, we don't need to be well spread in the regions. Bringing commercial and agri together in places like Napier and Canterbury, this is the right thing to do, because everybody's talking to anybody. They're all talking to each other, and so this is just formalising it.
What's the sentiment out there amongst your customers about how the economy is going, given that you're the largest bank in the country?
Yeah. Do you want to go that one, Graham?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's very varied, and you know, I had to use the cliche patchy. People have been using that for a while. It continues to be there. You know, we've got some customers there that are, you know, who've got great exporting businesses in niche markets. You know, they're having their best years. They're investing. They're employing people, and they're going fantastic. We've got customers out there that got in early, and we're lucky enough to be, you know, to get their balance sheets in order and get some good equity in there, and they're going along steady. We have some industries. You've got, you know, the construction industries. You can imagine retail struggling. You know, there's a lot of margin compression in there. So there's still a lot of sort of hurt there. We're sort of seeing a bit of a sort of resurgence, a little bit in some investment in equipment and so forth in UDC late last year, but we've seen it soften in the last 2 or 3 months. So there's all of a sudden become a little less confidence in people investing, and that's what we need. We need businesses to start getting a bit of confidence to actually start investing in their businesses again, because that's what kicks the economy off. That'll start lifting the base.
What do you think's holding them back?
You know, I think really it's a soft sales market. You know, I think people out there, we are living in an environment now, because of, I guess, excesses of the last 6 or 7 years. People are probably using their spare money to pay down debt. You know, certainly, I think it'd be fair to say in the farming sectors, if you know they're getting some good, a lot of farmers are getting good returns with their payouts as they are. That's going down to pay down debt. You know, they're all going and bought different things. They need to do that. The retail, we've seen the deposits. You've seen it in their retail deposits have gone up over recent years. People are not spending the money. They've been very cautious. There's a lot of anxious people out there, and I think that we need a bit of a turn on that. And you know, Europe and the Americas are not out of the woods, and so until we see something there, it's going to be a long drive out, I think.
I think
it's patchy and soft.
Yeah, and I think in our own backyard too. I think you know, one other thing that we need to be a little wary of is that you know, with the floods across Australia. We quickly need to work out what it is that we're doing to rebuild Canterbury, because there's so much construction work. We could see a lot of tradespeople actually go across to Australia and not come back, and that will then sort of possibly leave us here, taking a lot longer to get our work done. So there's 2 things about Canterbury. One is the quicker the work gets going, the better it is for the local economy, but also the longer it takes to really get a head of steam around that work, the higher the risk is that the tradies will be gone.